What you're about to witness is one of the most methodical beatdowns in recent memory. This is the story of surgical precision meeting raw power, and how the perfect game plan can overcome any crowd, any pressure, any odds. But before we dive into this masterclass of tactical destruction, let me paint you the picture of two fighters on completely different trajectories. In the red corner, we have the hometown hero, Zhang Mountain Tiger. At 27 years old, this Chinese powerhouse represents everything his nation's mixed martial arts scene is building toward. Standing tall with heavy hands and an undefeated record in the big leagues, Zhang carries the hopes of an entire country on his shoulders. The UFC sees him as their key to unlocking the massive Chinese market, and with good reason. Every one of his previous fights has ended in the first round, a terrifying finishing rate that has fans and fighters taking notice. Zhang possesses that rare combination of youth, hunger, and knockout power that promotions dream of. His striking is crisp, his takedown defense solid, and his confidence unwavering. But across the Octagon stands a very different kind of problem, a puzzle that has confounded opponents and fans alike for years. In the blue corner, we have Johnny Walker, the 33-year-old Brazilian enigma who embodies both brilliance and chaos in equal measure. Ranked 13th in the light heavyweight division, Walker is guaranteed entertainment, but guaranteed nothing else. His fights rarely see the judges' scorecards because they usually end violently, sometimes with Walker delivering spectacular knockouts, sometimes with Walker getting knocked out spectacularly himself. Walker's recent form has been troubling. 2 consecutive knockout losses, both brutal, both highlighting the dangerous game he plays every time he steps into that cage. His last defeat was particularly devastating, a reminder that his unorthodox kamikaze style can backfire catastrophically when it meets calculated violence. But here's what makes Johnny Walker so dangerous. You never know which version will show up. Will it be the reckless brawler who throws caution to the wind, or will it be the tactical striker who can pick apart opponents with surgical precision? The stage is set, the crowd is electric, and 2 very different fighting philosophies are about to collide in spectacular fashion. Round 1. The opening bell rings, and immediately we see vintage Johnny Walker, the good and the bad all at once. Within seconds, he shoots for a takedown, but it's reckless, poorly executed. He dives in without proper setup and finds himself in the worst dominant position. This early grappling exchange reveals something crucial about both fighters. Zhang looks comfortable on the ground. His positioning is sound, his transitions smooth. Walker, while not helpless, is clearly more comfortable standing and trading leather. After what feels like an eternity of ground control, Walker finally manages to scramble back to his feet. The crowd erupts as their hero maintains positional advantage, but now the real fight begins. Standing, both men start to find their range. Zhang throws a sharp left hook, followed by a straight right. Clean, technical combinations that showcase his striking credentials. Walker weaves out of danger and immediately presses forward, using his length and unorthodox angles to create pressure against the cage. The most telling moment of the round comes when Walker attempts another takedown, this time properly set up and executed. But Zhang's takedown defense is outstanding. He sprawls perfectly, landing a short elbow that rocks Walker back, forcing him to retreat and reset. Both men are jockeying for position, with Walker using his head advantage to get his head under Zhang's chin, working short elbows and trying to disrupt the Chinese fighter's rhythm. It's gritty, technical fighting, the kind that separates good fighters from great ones. A reminder that despite his recent struggles, the Brazilian still carries serious power in his hands. But Zhang responds immediately, with a leg kick, establishing his kicking game early. The round ends with both men trading feints and looking for openings. It's clear that Zhang has taken the first frame. His ground control and overall aggression have earned him the early advantage. Round 2. The second round begins, and we're seeing Johnny Walker for the first time in his career at this level past the first round. There's something different about his approach, more measured, more calculating. Gone is the reckless abandon of round 1. In its place is surgical precision. Walker starts working his inside leg kick, targeting Zhang's lead leg with methodical consistency. These aren't wild, looping kicks. They're sharp, perfectly timed strikes designed to accumulate damage over time. Zhang responds with his own calf kick, and for a moment it looks like we're settling into a technical kicking battle. But Walker has identified his target, and he's not letting go. Another calf kick from the Brazilian, this one landing with a sickening thud. Shang's expression changes slightly, the first crack in his confident demeanor. Walker immediately recognizes the opening and presses his advantage. Walker lands another brutal calf kick, and Shang's leg simply gives out. The Chinese fighter drops to his knees, unable to support his own weight. The damage is so severe that he can't even stand back up properly. His leg won't support him. Walker recognizes the opportunity immediately and pounces. With Shang compromised and struggling to defend himself, Walker begins landing heavy punches from the top position. The referee is watching closely as Walker continues to land clean shots on a defenseless opponent. With Shang unable to intelligently defend himself, the fight is stopped. Johnny Walker has done the impossible. He's walked into hostile territory, faced a dangerous, undefeated prospect, and delivered a systematic beating that left no doubt about the outcome. For Zhang Mingyang, this is a harsh introduction to the highest level of mixed martial arts. His perfect UFC record is gone, his aura of invincibility shattered by a veteran who executed the perfect game plan. This victory represents more than just a win for Johnny Walker. It's a career resurrection. After 2 devastating knockout losses that had many questioning whether he belonged at the elite level, he's answered his critics in the most emphatic way possible. Not with wild brawling or reckless aggression, but with patient, methodical destruction that showcased his growth as a complete fighter. This fight serves as a masterclass in how experienced veterans can overcome younger, hungrier opponents through superior tactics and ring IQ. Walker didn't win because he was faster, stronger, or more athletic. He won because he was smarter, more patient, and more strategic in his approach. Johnny Walker's victory in Shanghai will be remembered as one of the most tactically perfect performances of his career. He silenced a hostile crowd, defeated a dangerous prospect, and reminded the world that experience, when properly applied, can overcome youth every single time.